Before we even start, just a reminder that this episode was recorded on our live stream, and this is the short version. So the first thing that I want you to do here is actually use the node controller. So the node controller, to open this, you click on your roads tab and then press Ctrl+N, and you have that bar in there. You select a node that you want, and then you can change the corner smoothness. And as you can see, it makes the junction a lot longer, and I think it looks a little bit better, especially if you have the intersection marking tool in there to make it look as good as it is looking now. And here I'm doing this on all the junctions that we had, so it's all looking the same and it's all looking nice. And I'm starting to clear the area for a new highway. So a few goals for this episode: adding the start of our farming area, so more farming industry, and I'll build right in this area. So I'm looking at some interchanges. And I'll extend this highway into the outside of the city, so we have another outside connection there, which I think will look pretty cool. And we'll bring more cars into the city, which is something that I want as well. Now, this is all pre-made interchange, and I kind of like it. I think it just makes my life easier. If like they still look good, but I think to build those, they are quite difficult, and sometimes you just don't want to do it, or that's something that is already very similar to what you want, and then you just use what you have. But there we go, I'm adding another interchange there. We will use that later on. By the way, although this episode was recorded live, that's not completely true, because if you watch the live stream, you'll see that at the end the game actually crashed and I've lost everything that I did, which reminded me to add the autosave there, so we will be able to see autosave. I've removed autosave before because I think I was recording some cinematics and it was getting in the way, and I had to go back and I forgot to put it back, and now we don't have the autosave and it should be alright. But you see a few things different from the live streaming, especially just the layout for the industry and how I set it up. But other than that, everything else should be exactly the same. So same goals, same highway, same connections, all of that I've done the same as before. Another thing that I will start to use here, as you can see, I'm looking for specific roads, and I think the city will start taking shape the way that I want, which is one of the ways is I mentioned before that I wanted to make very good use of pedestrian pathways and bicycle pathways, and that will be something that we're going for. And as you can see, that road has a bicycle pathway on the corner, and I use that a lot. Or smaller roads will also have those pathways, and again, that is a lot that we have to do. I'm just testing the road if that's the one that I want. I want this farming area to be looking a little bit modern as well. So the way we do it, we lay down the suburb, set that as an industry specialization for farming, and then we define a kind of suburb, but for industry, only industry. And then it allows us to start putting main buildings, and that's what you're seeing right now. That's my main crops and animal pasture, and at the top there I've placed some grain silos so we can store. And at the bottom we have the main building which will enable all the other buildings. And this is as simple as that. Now, why you create a suburb and set the specialization for that suburb as farming is because if you add, like I'm doing here, I just add one bit there for industry. Any industry that's built in here will be done by as a farming industry, so won't be a generic industry as we usually have, and it will just fit very well into this area. And now I'm back again using the node controller, expanding all that area, and I'll set up this roundabout. And I just want to show you again how you use the intersection marking tool to connect them. So you basically open the intersection marking tool and you select the points where you want to connect, and that's as easy as that. And I'll keep working on this roundabout so it looks good as well. I'm making sure that I have all the connections there set properly, and I'm looking here for the place where we don't actually have cars crossing, and what I'll do there, I'll add a filler so we know that there is no space there. But then I'll change where that line finishes, and I'll add a rule, and I'll select those two lines so we can have a dashed line at the end over there. And here I will do the other side. Actually, I was just looking at this and I was like, I think I got that on the wrong place, so I'll fix that in a second, but this should be the right place. Then I'll remove the rests and add a new rule, which means continuing the line over there. And for that one, this one, we will remove that end there and put a dash at the beginning. So that's pretty easy, and I think this looks quite nice. And now the filler, so we know that no cars will drive through here, so we can just do that. And for the roundabouts, for the main roads, I will use the solid one. The chevron I'll leave for the highways. And I'll do the same on the other junctions for these roundabouts. So it all looks pretty cool. And same deal here, as you can see, it starts to getting faster and faster. As soon as you understand how that works, it's just easy to do all that, and it looks quite nice. I really enjoy it. Indoor farming area just level, so that's great. Now for all the other junctions that we have here, I will add some lights, but I think I will just add those lines when we are actually crossing the junction. Otherwise, this will be too much. And I think just those two lines, I even spoke about this during the live streaming, and the people that were watching, they agreed with me that it looks better just that way. So all good there. Making sure that all these other junctions that we have, they are all set up with the node controller and the intersection marking tool, so we keep everything consistent, everything looking apart, and I think like this looks great. I even forgot to do any like add any detailing to this place, because you spend a lot of time just doing this. I have to agree that it takes some time for you to get this done, but it's just like so good, and it makes a lot more difference than just adding. I know, like doing the trees and all that stuff, it still looks good, but I think this is one of the best things that we can have now, and I think this will look great if we keep it consistent across the city. I usually do this at the end of the episode, so if you're watching live and I start doing this, I'll usually mention I'm doing the detailing or the using the intersection marking tool to detail the junctions. And you know that I'm leaning towards the end of the episode, and you can, if you don't like it, you can leave, or nothing holds you. But we are almost at the end there, and I just want to take this opportunity to thanks everyone that joined the live streaming. Thank you for all your comments on these videos as well. I really appreciate your comments, your help, and your likes, because with likes I can reach more people. So don't forget to leave this video a like, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe so you can see more of those videos with tips about how to do things in Cities Skylines and some live streaming as well. Thanks again, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!